Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alexis, and today, because St. Patrick's Day is coming up in a little over a week from now, I thought I'd go ahead and do a St. Patty's Day look. I was thinking about trying a half cut crease. I don't think I've done that on the channel yet, so I was going to give that a shot. I've seen, on Instagram, on YouTube, that sort of thing, people doing the half cut crease, and I thought that was really pretty. So I'm going to be giving that a try today. So if you're interested, keep watching. Okay, so for this tutorial, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go back into my L'Oreal beige palette, which is this one here. I know I've used this in a couple of my videos, but I feel like it's got some really nice base colors, transition colors that I can use to kind of build up my crease. And like I said, I'm going to be playing with some greens and some yellows and golds today, so hopefully I can achieve that look with these eyeshadows. So what I'm doing first is going in with a very fluffy brush, and I'm just going to start layering up in my crease. Now I'm using windscreen wiping motions to build that color up, just to start helping with the transition, obviously being called a transition shade. So I'm not being too terribly careful with my placement on this one. You don't necessarily have to with a transition shade. It's specifically there to help you blend out your other colors as you put them down. And now I'm going to go in with a deeper, darker color, and it's going to be this one here. Is that one? Yeah, that one right there next to the bronzy shade. And I'm going to go in with the same brush, and I'm just going to start deepening up my crease a bit. Right, so that's a nice base that's laid down. I'm ready to start digging into my greens. So I'm going to do the other eye off camera, and then I'll come right back. Right, so that's the transition shades laid down for both of my eyes. Next, I'm going to go in with another fluffy brush, and just need to find it. I'm going to start building my greens up now. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this green shade here, and I'm going to start building that into my crease. Now, because I have hooded eyes, I'm actually bringing this color up a bit and into the inner part of my eye, because I really want these colors to stand out when I've done the half cut crease. Next color I'm going to go in with, this is my blend and smudge brush from EcoTools. I am going to go in with a slightly darker green, which is this. It's kind of I want to say it's like a teal kind of green color. So I'm just going to go in with that, and I'm going to start focusing that again into my crease. Again, I'm building up intensity with these greens. Right, I just realized I forgot to do my other eye, so I'm going to go do that off camera, and then I'll come right back. Right, so now that the eyes are matched up and looking crazy as anything, I'm going to go in with this darker green shade here at the bottom of the palette, and I'm just going to start building up my outer corner. Now I'm really going to focus this color on the outside corner of my eye, and I'll bring it halfway in, and then I'm going to start blending in with some, after I've cut my crease, I'll start blending in some golds and some yellows in there. And I'm kind of just dragging this color over. So what I've done is I've just really packed it in the corner here, and then with whatever's left on my brush, and you can see I've gone in halfway on this lid. Let me just show the camera. It looks a hell of a lot more pigmented in person than it does on camera. I'm not really sure why. It's probably because I've got a janky camera. But basically what I'm doing is I'm just covering half of my eyelid, or about a third of my eyelid, and then whatever is left over on the brush, I'm again just increasing and really intensifying that crease. And I'm really focusing on basically where I'm going to be cutting my crease and just deepening that shade up a bit more. Now I'm going to do the other eye, and we'll come right back. And now that I've got those laid down, I'm going to go in with a clean brush, and I'm just going to start smoking and smudging these colors together so that they look a little more cohesive and I get that really pretty blended smoky look. Now I'm going to clean up the inner corner of my eye. I'm going to be using my micellar water that's by Nivea. It's a makeup removing it's this stuff. I got it from the chemist, and I'm just going to be cleaning up where I'm going to be cutting my crease. Now, because I have hooded eyes, I need to make my crease just a little bit higher so that you can actually see that cut crease. And because I've got really hooded eyes, sometimes this makes doing certain types of looks difficult, but you have to understand that you do, for everybody, nobody has the same eye shape, so you always have to alter what you're doing just a little bit in order to achieve the same effect. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye, and then we'll come right back. Right, so I have gotten my I've got my eyeshadow where I want it taken off. As you can see, I've actually come up quite high because I have very hooded eyes, so I have to come up quite high in order to basically make like a fake eyelid, I guess you could call it. Okay, so for concealer to do this, what I'm going to use is my Pro Longwear Concealer by MAC. I'm just shaking this up because I haven't used it in a minute. And I'm just going to pump a little bit on the back of my hand. And I'm going to take a pretty flat concealer brush. Now this is a super small detailed concealer brush. This is by Eco Tools. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to coat my brush and I'm going to carve out my crease now. Get both sides wet. There we go. So this requires a pretty steady hand. So if you're anything like me and you've had 4 coffees today, take your time. There's nothing wrong with taking a couple extra minutes in order to achieve the look you're going for. And as you can see, I'm being very precise on where I'm putting my concealer. And I'm actually looking down into my mirror, tilting my head back looking down, so as not to create any additional creasing with it. So now I'm going to go in with another brush, and I'm going to go in with a plain beigey color, and I'm just going to set this concealer before it starts creasing. And if it gets back into the green, I mean, that's okay, because what you can do is you can just go in and start smudging it back out. So I'm just going to do my other eye and then we'll come right back. Alright, so now that I've got my crease cut, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to actually, I'm going to start deepening up those greens again because I've lost a little bit of intensity, which is not what I was after. So I'm just going to go in and start around the outside edges, and I'm just going to start deepening that with that really dark green color. And I'm just going to start placing that back over where any of that powder or concealer got that I wasn't really wanting it to be. And this type of makeup look definitely is a process. It takes some time, and it's not something that can be achieved like within 5 minutes. You really do have to kind of play around with it. There's a lot of back and forth with the shadows, which is not unusual when you're doing, you know, a pretty detailed type of look. Right, so I've built some of that intensity back up in my eye, so I'm really stoked about that. It worked out really well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back with my Stila brush. This is again the number 30, and this is the denser compact edge. And what I'm going to do is move all of my brushes that I have been using, and I'm going to go in with this gold shade here. Now what I think I might actually do, I might lay down the yellow that's underneath it first, and then I'll build up with that yellow, but what I'll with that gold. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that that stuff that I got from Too Faced, the glitter glue. I'm going to give that another shot. That should really make that gold pop, and that's what I'm really after. So I'm going to go in with my Stila brush. Actually, I lied. I'm going to go in with my Revlon All Over Shadow brush in that yellow color. What is wrong with me? I've had too many coffees. That's what it is. So I'm going to go in with that yellow, and I'm just going to place that where I've got all that cream color. Now again, if you're watching, I'm actually like keeping my mirror underneath my chin, because that way I can really trace out where I've done that crease cut. And that's looking pretty cool, I think. Yeah, I'm really liking this look so far. So I'm going to do the other eye and then we'll come back. Alright, and then with the darker green ended brush, or the other end of the Stila 30 brush, I'm just going to blend my two greens together, or my green and my gold together. Green and yellow. Good Lord, what's wrong with me? Just can't get it right. Can't get it right. So there's not a super harsh line. I really want to make these two colors just kind of marry just a little bit in the middle. And what I might even do is go in with a lime green, which is the shimmer color, for the Morphe palette. And I'll just go in between those two. And that'll really help soften that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's starting to come together. I was having second thoughts. So now I'm going to go in with my Stila 30 brush, and I'm going to go back in with the other end. But first, I'm going to lay down that glitter glue over that yellow. Just going to get the smallest little bit amount. Just gonna, now I'm gonna work quickly with this because you still want to work while it's a little tacky, but I'm wanting to get that all over that yellow that I've done. Because I really want that gold to pop like crazy. So I'm going in with the gold color. And I'm just tapping it. Holy smokes. This is amazing looking. Wow. This just makes it look like a freaking mirror. This is awesome. That's so pretty. That is so pretty. I'm going to go back in and kind of marry the gold and that green again, that lime green again. And I'm just going to kind of smoke over the top of that so that there's not a super harsh line, because I want it to still look really blended and really pretty. So I'm going to do the other eye and then we'll come right back. Do you guys ever get a makeup concept in your head and you're like, oh god, that's going to be so good, I'm totally going to be able to rock that, and then completely lose faith like halfway through it and then go, I don't think I'm skilled enough to do this? I had that feeling just a little while ago, and I have to say, I am super glad that I stuck with this. But I'm really glad that I gave it a shot, and I really gave it a red hot go, because this, I'm super happy with this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the first shade I used, which is that one there, and I'm just going to start smudging that along my bottom lash line. Now I'm not going to change this brush up between the colors, because I am just building intensity. So there's really no need to change, in my opinion, to change the brush. But again, I'm doing the same thing that you basically do when you're laying down a transition shade. So I'm really taking it there with that green. I'm really smoking it out and bringing it down just a bit. This is the first green color that I used on my crease. So I'm just bringing that, like I said, I'm smoking that out. So I'm actually bringing it quite far down on my lower lid. Now I'm going to go in with my EcoTool smudge brush, and I'm going to go in with that darker green shade, and I'm just going to smoke that along the inner corner of my lash line and bring it up just a bit. As you know I do, I like to make the corners on the outsides of my eyes match up. Right, so that is the smoking out of the lashes, or the bottom lash line. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on some eyeliner, I'm going to put on some mascara, and maybe some falsies, and we'll come right back. This mascara is playing me today. Alright guys, so I gave the falsies a go and they would not work for me. So I've gone ahead and just left my mascara as it is, lined my eyes with my black MAC liner, and put on a bit of lippies. Oh, I used the NARS Californication, which is this really pretty pink shade that you've seen before in my Velvet Lip Glide swatch. So it's just that color there. I just put a very light coat of it on. I didn't want it to overshadow the green on my eyes. So overall, I'm super duper happy with the way that this has turned out. As you can see, I think I did a pretty damn good job for it being my first time doing a half cut crease. So if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and you know what, go ahead and, maybe share the video with some people if you want. I'm not really sure what the likes or subscriptions do, but I'm hearing everybody saying it, so I hope you guys have a great day. See you later. Bye!